Should a ban from entry into U.S. territory be enforced against Philippine officials involved in or by reason of Senator De Lima's lawful imprisonment, this government will require all Americans intending to come to the Philippines to apply and secure a visa before they can enter Philippine territory. The United States 2020 budget contains a provision which authorizes the U.S. Secretary of State to ban government officials in the Philippines from entering their territory about whom he has, quote, credible information have been involved in the wrongful imprisonment of Senator Laila de Lima, unquote. While some media outlets have been twisting this information in their headlines as an outright ban against Philippine officials involved in the case of Senator de Lima from traveling to the U.S., we have explained repeatedly that the subject provision is ineffective given that the Filipino senator is not wrongfully detained, and therefore the impossibility of the U.S. Secretary of State to receive credible information with regard thereto. Should a ban from entry into U.S. territory be enforced against Philippine officials involved in or by reason of Senator De Lima's lawful imprisonment, this government will require all Americans intending to come to the Philippines to apply and secure a visa before they can enter Philippine territory. Meanwhile, the Philippines is immediately ordering the Bureau of Immigration to deny U.S. Senators Dick Durbin and Patrick Liachi, the imperious, uninformed, and gullible American legislators who introduced the subject provision in the 2020 budget entry to the Philippines. The case of Senator De Lima is not one of persecution, as we repeatedly said. It's one of prosecution. In fact, it is already being tried by our courts. And no less than the highest court of the land, the Supreme Court, has ruled on the validity of her detention as being lawful and valid. No other state can dictate upon our officials, judges, and justices the method upon which we enforce and interpret our own laws vis-a-vis those who are believed to have committed a violation against our laws. We reiterate that the Philippines, and we address this specifically to the senators named, as well as those who approve that provision, that we, the Philippines, is an independent and sovereign state, and it stands in parity with all other states, including the United States. And any form of pressure that is deemed or tantamount to an interference into our established justice system or other processes shall be reciprocated in accordance with our municipal law as well as public international law or the law of nations. In other words, we will not sit idly if they continue to interfere with our processes as a sovereign state.
Question, MPC. Henry.
Secretary, clarification lang. Kasi dito sa, nakalagay dito sa US Embassy website, U.S. citizens planning to enter and visit the Philippines for 30 days or less do not need a visa prior to travel to the Philippines, provided their U.S. passport is valid until they have a valid return ticket. Anong ibig sabihin nun nito? Lahat lang, hindi lang ho yung tourist visa? Yung tourist U.S. citizen na pupunta rito?
Lahat.
Lahat na?
Kung i-enforce nila, yun ang kulatila doon. If they will enforce this provision in the U.S. budget, then we will be compelled to require all Americans entering into this country to secure a visa before they can
Regardless
be
of their
allowed
purposes.
entry.
Regardless of their purposes, Secretary.
Regardless.
Okay.
Thank you, Henry. Julie, pagkatapos si Joseph.
Sir, was this the decision of President Duterte to impose?
Yes,
Okay. When did he communicate this desire?
to me,
When, sir?
last night, he asked me to issue this statement.
Can you tell us, sir, how he shared with you yung decision niya to
Yun
impose
yung,
this?
kung ano yung sinabi ko, exactly what he said.
Sir, will this affect halimbawa, many Filipinos are also US citizens na rin. Will this ban also affect? Will this
All
requirement
Americans,
also
if
affect?
you, if you are a U.S. citizen, then you are an American.
Okay, sir. Tapos, sir, can you describe to us yung sentiment ni President Duterte? Was he angry na ganito yung naging kahinatnan? Kasi it has been a few days since
You don't have to
this
be
came out.
angry to issue that statement when your sovereignty is being assailed. If you're the head of a state, that is the natural course of action that one takes.
Julie, follow up. Joseph. Okay na, Joseph? Ina? Okay na tayo doon sa issue? Pia?
Sir, did the president take into account the possible repercussions or negative effects that it will have to Philippine tourism, for example, and the Philippine economy?
When the president makes a decision, all circumstances are factored in.
All right, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Pia. Follow-up? Any more follow-up regarding the issue? No more? Ina?
Sir, is there any effort by the perhaps Department of Foreign Affairs to communicate with with U.S. officials about the president's sentiments about that law?
I have not talked with the Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
Okay, so the president didn't mention anything about
No.
communicating with U.S. officials about it. Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Ina. Other topic? MPC? No more? Julie?
Sir, balikan ko lang yung kay Trump, yung invitation ni President Duterte kay Trump. So, did the president change his mind after what he said to you
About?
yesterday? About visiting the US? Kasi di ba in-invite ni Trump?
He said he never intended to visit the U.S. naman, ever since.
Okay. After, he said this last night. After niyang inutos
Repeatedly,
sa inyo.
many
Okay.
times, every time nakausap ko yun, naman ang sinasabi niya.
Okay, sir.
From the very beginning, di ba? During the campaign, sinabi niya na rin.
But did he say, sir, if this latest development concerning the US budget provision made a dent on his whatever his desire
If I remember correctly, he said he would respond to the letter invitation and decline it. Yeah,
decline it formally, sir?
will decline.
He will decline it formally na, sir. Yung... Tapos, sir, did he also mention, kasi since it was US President Trump who signed the budget law, so does the president think less of President Trump now? Kasi
No,
they're
kasi
friends, di ba?
unang-una, I have already repeatedly said, it's not naman self-executory. The law itself says if there is credible information received by the one who will decide, and the one who will decide will be the Secretary of State. And that is why even the ambassador, as I related to you when we had an encounter in one party the other night. He said, it's Congress naman.
So it's safe to say, sir, that President Duterte does not hold it against U.S. President Trump if
No.
he signed a budget law containing that
No.
provision, even if it's conditional.
No.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Julie. MPC. Any other topic? No more? Wala na. Maraming salamat, MPC. Maraming salamat, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesperson, Attorney Sal Panelo.
Yeah!